What's going on, y'all? What's the deal? You already know this is AP, and thank you for watching. And if you like the content I'm providing, please subscribe to this channel and like this video if you choose. Now, last night, Friday night, a Janet Jackson documentary debuted. The Janet Jackson documentary made its debut on Lifetime and A&E. Now, it is the first of two parts, and it's a documentary talking about Janet's life, and it's also tied to the anniversary of her self-titled the 40th anniversary of her self-titled debut album. Now, cameras followed the superstar around for five years. Janet has been really on the low when it comes to her personal life, and we really don't know too much about it actually out of her mouth. But she got real open in this documentary in the first part. Now, Janet talked about how she didn't have a bedroom growing up. She talked about the street growing up in Gary, Indiana was actually named Jackson Street, not just because of the Jacksons were living on that street. She talked about Michael Jackson wetting the bed as a child, David Bowie, superstar pop icon, rest in peace to David Bowie. She talked about how he offered Michael and Randy Jackson drugs at a party, just a bunch of different fun stuff that she talked about. But then she also got serious when she talked about racism and racial abuse she had to deal with in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Encino, California. Then she talked about how she didn't like her first few albums. That was because her first two albums in particular, that was because of her father was pretty much overseeing and pretty much shifting the direction of those two albums the way he wanted them to come out, and he wanted them to look on the cover and the art, and how he wanted those albums to sound. That's when she linked up and hooked up with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. That's when Janet decided to put her own music career and her own life in her own hands and in her own control. No pun intended. One of the huge bombshells that Janet talked about was the marriage. She talked about her marriage to James DeBarge and how he had a drug habit. He was basically an addict, and he left her in the hotel room on the night of their marriage for 4 hours alone while he went to go cop some drugs and pick up drugs and go get high. And she just said that the relationship they had and his drug abuse was just waning on her so much that, after a year, the marriage got annulled and she no longer wanted to be in that relationship. And the DeBarge family, full disclosure, if you don't know, then, you can check it out and look it up online. But the DeBarge family has been known for their, I don't want to say iconic drug use, but they've been known for in the 80s, as having a family that's had their issues when it comes to substance abuse, whether it be, El DeBarge or whether it be James DeBarge or even whether it had, Chico DeBarge had gotten some trouble. So they've been known for that ever since the 1980s, unfortunately. This rumor has been out there for some 30 years, but there was always a rumor that Janet Jackson had a love child with James DeBarge, and she just decided to keep it on the low, keep the child hidden, and keep the child under wraps from the media and hidden from everybody. But Janet cleared those rumors up, and she said that was absolutely BS, and that was absolutely not true. She said that there would be no way that she would keep a child of hers away from that child's father, shutting down those rumors, saying that that's all it was for the last, going on almost 35 years. So very riveting, very exceptionally well done documentary. I give a Lifetime channel grief because of the content that they provide, because they're known for their soap opera, movies that's always about a housewife trying to get revenge on her husband for cheating, or some kind of cheating romance element. Just very, very corny and cheesy soap opera movies and television that Lifetime channel provides. Now they're trying to get into like the K. Michelle shows and the Love and Hip Hop ish kind of shows, to cater to an urban audience or whatever, but that just doesn't cater to me. But Lifetime did a very exceptional job on this documentary. So for all the grief I give Lifetime TV, I got to give it up to them. They did their thing with the first part to this documentary. Let's see if part 2 will be equally amazing. Thank you for watching this video. I will talk to y'all later. Peace, blessings, and one love.